Hello everybody and welcome to the first game of Season 2. We have Zielinski, our champion, versus DarkPorygon. Zielinski from Poland, DarkPorygon from Japan. Both are playing Adder. I think neither of them banned any seals, so they're playing on Settles as Still Waters. So let's get started. This is Code A, of course. So the tournament with the higher rated players. I think Zielinski was the higher rated, at least on the beginning of the tournament. This map is Settles Stillwater again. Both players just going for the normal capture, so we'll skip the early game a little bit. Zielinski already has a recon here on the top, and DarkPorygon is doing the same. I think that's meta on this map for the most part. Here we can see Zielinski starts harassing the infantry from DarkPorygon that comes with the black bolt here. I think there's a way in which you start capturing this con tower before the recon arrives, but I'm not sure if it works for this player. I know that for this player you can capture the con tower before the other player can harass you with the recon. And DarkPorygon is going for a tank here, while Zielinski is only making infantry for the most part. This infantry that was capturing here from DarkPorygon had to kinda hide on the woods. Zielinski actually has a second recon here, so this is why he doesn't have a tank yet. And yeah, neither player has their con tower yet. Zielinski opting for those captures here instead of getting the con tower. I'm not sure if he knows the pathing that you can take to capture the con tower first. I'm not sure if it's true that you can capture the con tower, but I think you can get this con tower if it's like the very first thing you start capturing. But I'm not sure if it's worth it as well. DarkPorygon now has the tank coming in here to answer the recon, the double recon actually. This recon is gonna kill this infantry, so that's the first kill of the game, I think. DarkPorygon is also harassing some infantry here. And actually he's ahead on capture for now. Zielinski is getting 3 captures now and has a mech coming in here. He also has a tank doing the same as DarkPorygon here. DarkPorygon now going for a second tank, just like Zielinski actually, but Zielinski has double mech here, so let's see how this will pan out for both players. DarkPorygon with 15k. This map has a lot of properties, especially here on the center. As you can see, there's 3 cities here in a row in this other city, so 4 for each player. And there's also those other further properties that are around the con tower that are very contested as well. But I think in general the player that takes control of the center, I think there's a very recurring theme on those newer maps. I think all maps pretty much on Global League. I'm not sure if standard, I guess only standard people just do those staring contests. And then whoever attacks first generally loses unless they do like a really good attack. But on Fog in general, the player that comes first on the center and like takes control of it without giving up too much on the sides generally is the one with the advantage. And right now, I mean, Zielinski has a recon here, but he doesn't have any infantry starting capturing here. But if he can deny all the captures in the center, I mean, he doesn't really need to take those for now. He actually is 1k behind on income. I think he's been for a little while, but it doesn't seem to be damaging him too much. Again, it's Adder versus Adder, and both players are getting close to their first power. I think as soon as those tanks start shooting each other, I mean, even this mech shooting something here could generate a lot of energy, I guess. Energy, I don't know how those power bars are called. So right now DarkPorygon gets the 1 HP recon and he has a tank coming on those woods to protect the con tower. I'm not sure if it's worth for Zielinski to sacrifice this, I guess not, this recon to damage those infantry, because there's no... The only infantry actually this infantry is in range and this other one is true. But if you damage this one and you put it here, you delay the tank a little bit because it has to come back, and DarkPorygon can't quite capture right away here. Now Zielinski shooting at this recon. This recon is now trapped here on the woods. DarkPorygon went for a medium tank actually. He has some artillery coming in here. Zielinski has the anti-air already, but no... Oh, okay, DarkPorygon has a battlecopter actually, but he's taking his time here, coming very slowly through the side there. Zielinski moving in with the artillery and all the infantry. There's a lot of infantry here actually. He goes for the battlecopter and the tank. The tank gets the recon here. One shots on the road here. DarkPorygon trying to get those captures near Zielinski con tower. Both players now... Okay, only Zielinski actually has the con tower. DarkPorygon started capturing with the lower HP infantry there. I'm not sure if he took some damage from a recon and then joined to have this 7 HP infantry there. Or if it was some infantry combat here. I guess I missed that, I was talking a lot. Zielinski now coming to the center. He already has this city here and he's trying to capture on this right side as well. He sees the tank hidden here from DarkPorygon. DarkPorygon has a lot of tanks here. DarkPorygon getting some nice trades there, and both players actually have their normal power now, but DarkPorygon won't use it because, it's the end of his turn. This means Zielinski has a good opportunity for going for the normal power first. But for now, I guess he won't use it. He starts capturing back this property here from DarkPorygon. He's also coming in with the tank here. I don't think he saw the artillery, but maybe he knew it was there from the combat before, I'm not sure. But anyway, he won't take damage from this artillery for now, and he goes for double recon actually, and another max, so he's got a lot of max coming in. And DarkPorygon goes for the side slip. He starts capturing there, interrupts this capture, gets this tank, but now there's this artillery here, ready to shoot at something, and there's another tank there from Zielinski. The medium tank also almost one-shots this tank. The infantry would take it out, and those mechs are taking a lot of damage from the artillery and the battlecopter there. He also interrupts the recapture here from Zielinski. Zielinski now with 24k against 25, but he also goes for the normal power. For now, not much is happening. He gets this infantry here that was capturing, I think, I'm not sure. Oh, he wasn't even capturing, it was 1 HP infantry there. Zielinski just moving in, killing this other infantry that was lower here. He gets this lower tank with the battlecopter, then does some nice damage here. I guess going with the battlecopter is better because you don't know if they have anti-air. I guess I never stopped to think about this, but now it is really obvious. You want to attack first with the battlecopter, so it's less exposed, I think. And now he goes for a new tank actually, and he also has a battlecopter slowly coming in. DarkPorygon moving in with the medium tank, gets some infantry, starts capturing, so he's gonna get, I guess, all those properties here on the right side. He's got a lot invested here, but his push here on the top left is getting kinda smashed by Zielinski. There with the battlecopter and everything. And DarkPorygon has a bomber. I didn't even catch when he made that, but I guess it was last turn. And now he goes for a medium tank and another tank. A normal tank, should I say. Zielinski now going for double neo tank. And I'm not sure about this bomber because in general people who have anti-air, you can kinda try to snipe the anti-air, but it's tough. And Zielinski goes for a normal power mid-turn there. Maybe just for the boost in attack and defense, of course. I guess Ether versus Ether just wanna spam the normal power for the most part. Those Battlecopters get some nice trades here on this medium tank, though one of them at least will die next turn to the entire. Now the medium tank gets another infantry. Okay, it's another medium tank as well, so I'm not sure. But I think this medium tank got like one tank and then the infantry now is almost dead. And DarkPorygon goes for the normal power. I think we'll be hearing the normal power theme there a lot. Now Zielinski gets some great damage on this anti-air, which is really crucial because he has two Battlecopter. Oh, okay, I think the other Battlecopter died, so he only has one Battlecopter now, and this one probably will die to the other Battlecopter, so I'm not sure about even going. Okay, so but he's building more Battlecopters, so yeah. Right now both players are kinda even. Actually, I would say DarkPorygon is ahead because in value he's tied with the Zielinski, but he didn't buy yet. Now he's interrupting all those captures. The Battlecopter comes in here, of course, and does a lot of damage. He almost gets this anti-air as well. And DarkPorygon actually is quite ahead on capture with a 3k income advantage. He has all those bases here on the center, while Zielinski didn't quite manage to capture those. Now DarkPorygon going for another Battlecopter in the tank. Zielinski for some reason can see this. Oh, with the recon, of course. For some reason the fog indicator here is showing it's on fog, but it's not really on fog. So I guess because of the woods. I guess this is a replay player bug, but at least the bomber shows here. Zielinski can't see the bomber, so he can kinda just avoid the bomber with his bigger units here, the new tank. Now he goes for a bomber himself, and a recon. DarkPorygon coming in here, I'm not sure, I think he's overextending here quite a bit because he already has all these forces here. Now the tank and the recon get the lower Battlecopter there, and the mech gets one shot by the artillery. He also interrupts all those recaptures or captures, I'm not sure. Anyway, Zielinski's trying to take those bases here, but it's not quite working. The bomber comes in and gets a shot on this normal tank. So 7k there, value for the 22k bomber. The anti-air is coming in the direction of the bomber. Zielinski already has another anti-air, which is really good for him. He goes for the superpower actually. I guess he just had more charge. I guess both players are kind of saving for the super. They were tired of spamming the normal power, it seems. Or maybe they just didn't find an opportunity to make good use of it. Right now Zielinski fighting back strong, but he's still behind on income. DarkPorygon going for the Sidewinder as well there. Getting all this infantry, the bomber is kinda just moving around, I think. Now Zielinski gets trapped here, with the anti-air, but it's no big, I think. Now he has another anti-air coming in, finally he goes for the bomber. I guess he's having a hard time killing this bomber from DarkPorygon, even though I think the bomber only got like one tank. Normal tank. Now DarkPorygon going for the double Neo tank as well. Both players pretty even on units overall. DarkPorygon has a bit more value as he has 3 new tanks and a bomber, while Zielinski has one bomber and 2 new tanks. He also has the fighter, of course, now. Both players just moving around with the bomber, trying to find a good opportunity to use it, I guess. DarkPorygon gets the anti-air with the new tank there, so I guess he feels it's safe to go in with the Battlecopter. He now sees the bomber from Zielinski. I don't think he knew there was a bomber before. I think he's gonna be even more surprised when he see the fighter there. Oh, the fighter comes in, gets the battlecopter. I think this is a bit risky because of the anti-air there. But the new tank comes in and almost one-shots the anti-air. Oh, this is pretty bad for DarkPorygon. Actually, the tank gets the anti-air, so this anti-air won't live. Should even do like 4 damage to this fighter, I guess. Zielinski now moving in with the artillery. He's playing pretty patiently here. The mech gets the lower battlecopter there. Actually was only 1 HP, so I think this is not even a good roll there. You don't need a good roll, I think, to kill the battlecopter with the mech. DarkPorygon going for the new tank now, another new tank. The mechs are not doing much, but I mean, it's always nice to have the threat of killing something with a mech. Zielinski goes for the normal power to get this skill with the fighter, I think. He's also moving in with the artillery here. This new tank gets a medium tank. And the bomber is kinda just moving around, you know. I'm still not sure about those bombers. I mean, DarkPorygon forced the fighter out of Zielinski. Now Zielinski forced the fighter out of DarkPorygon. And now, of course, the fighters also are really good against the battlecopters, which you kind of want to spend in this map because of the unit count advantage you can have. And also it's really a long time to reinforce overall on this map with ground units. Now Zielinski going for the normal power after DarkPorygon's superpower. Now Zielinski is actually pulling ahead on unit count. He gets some really nice traits here. But DarkPorygon has this higher fighter here. He actually uses the fighter to do some damage to this battlecopter. But it feels to me DarkPorygon is really low on infantry right now. I think he was a bit too aggressive here on this side with his infantry, and here Zielinski kinda just fought better, I'm not sure. But he got a lot of infantry here from DarkPorygon. Maybe DarkPorygon wasn't making this much infantry after everything. And now Zielinski has almost a 10k lead on units. He even goes for a transport copter there to get some capture, I suppose. Zielinski has another fighter now. I mean, DarkPorygon has, because Zielinski still has the bomber. The other fighter was only fighting this fighter, so... Oh, okay, he gets this shot on the bomber, so I'm not sure if this fighter is worth it, really. This could be a lot of units for DarkPorygon. Even though he has double bomber now and the mech, he's still ahead on capture, but Zielinski is really ahead on units. And he goes for the normal power now, gets infantry and the medium tank that was lower there. Also gets some really nice damage there on the new tank with the battlecopter, though this battlecopter probably is dead now. But I think it's probably worth it to do this, especially on the circumstances here. DarkPorygon going for a new tank and artillery there. But the tanks of Zielinski are doing a lot of damage. He gets the anti-air there, yeah, and the recon, and his infantry is dying. Now he's capturing for sure, I think, this city, unless DarkPorygon sacrifices this artillery, anti-air, should I say here. He's probably going to get this soon as well. So Zielinski now even on capture and way ahead on units. He's still keeping those 10 units, more than DarkPorygon there. He gets the battlecopter here with the anti-air. Oh, this is really bad. And then the recon takes a lot of damage. He sees the second fighter there from Zielinski, but it doesn't matter. From DarkPorygon, but it doesn't matter because Zielinski has like mostly a ground army there. He kind of switched into ground again. I guess on the beginning of the game he didn't have any air units, and now he doesn't either. Now he's going for air units since, you know, he's doing this tech switch, I guess, to mess with DarkPorygon there, and DarkPorygon is still really behind on unit count. So I think Zielinski should be snowballing this game with the unit count now. He's almost at DarkPorygon's HQ there. Now Zielinski going for double tank, artillery and a battlecopter there. DarkPorygon trying to fight back, defend his HQ, but things are looking pretty dire. He does have 2 tanks there and a really low new tank. Also artillery, but this artillery probably won't last for too long. And Zielinski goes for the side slip. I think this is gonna be the nail on the coffin there. The anti-air gets the battlecopter and the new tank kills the tank. The fighter tries to do some damage there, but it doesn't quite work. The new tank almost dies there. The artillery gets shot. He gets the new tank actually with the normal tank in the end. Now he has almost 2 death balls here, even though this one is really spread and kinda messed up, I guess. Now, yeah, DarkPorygon is trying to fight back with the power, but it's day 30, and whoever has the most properties wins by this point. Zielinski is really ahead on capture. He's just pulling back, moving his units and everything. There's not much DarkPorygon can do here. Zielinski has 32 properties against 21 from DarkPorygon, so Zielinski wins the game by capture. So this game was really interesting, I think. For some reason the replay player doesn't play the victory song when it's a capture, but that was a really nice game. So Zielinski goes on to the winner's match, and DarkPorygon has another chance of the loser's match. So let's see on the next match who is gonna go against Zielinski and who is gonna go against DarkPorygon. Okay, so second match we have the other 2 players, Giatomo from Belgium and Kalendan from Canada. So yeah, Kalendan is playing Semi, which is quite rare, I think. Most people just ban Semi, and Giatomo is playing Jess, which is a pretty strong CO for T4, but I'm not sure she's that great on smaller maps. Both players banned some maps. Giatomo banned Normandy and Settles the Steel War, and Kalendan banned Chuatos and Settles as well. So they're playing on Verdun. They banned Adder and Jake, so this is why they're playing. They're not playing Adder and Jake, which are very common picks, so let's keep the early game bit. Giatomo went for the early recon and another recon here, while Kalendan is only spamming infantry, which I think is a pretty good idea if you're playing Semi. He's also playing pretty conservative here. As you can see, he has a mech already, and okay, this APC here, he uses to boost this mech, so this mech is really unexpectedly, I think, really, and he even preempts this recon coming in here, which is, I think, a bit of a genius play. Sorry, I never saw someone play Semi this well before. I'm really trash on Semi. I'm really impressed with Kalendan. Getting this property here with the mech is really impressive, getting the recon. On this map sometimes I open with the... Many times actually, if I'm in this position, I'll probably open with an artillery and put it in here probably, or in here to secure the con tower. Generally people will have a recon here, at least on my level, but I guess those guys are Code Ace, so they're a bit above my level. I'm only now getting to 900 on Fog, so I'm still learning a lot of stuff. Now Giatomo coming in. Feels kinda bad losing this recon, but early game you really wanna go in with the recons and kill as much infantry as you can, because Semi, her powers rely a lot on infantry, and I mean her infantry is super strong. The mechs do 30% more damage, so I think they do more damage than a normal tank. But of course they have the problem of not moving a whole lot, so Kalendan already has Kalendan, or Kalendan, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. You can correct me, Kalendan, if you want. Already has 2 APCs and a transport copter. He also, yeah, he went for the transport copter, so 3 transports already, and entire recon here, probably mostly just for vision. He's also playing super conservatively here, which I think is the right thing to do for Semi, but it's also really tempting to, you know, do the opposite and go for those crazy captures and end up losing over time. all your infantry and the captures that we went for early game. Now Kalendan interrupting here the con tower capture and capturing his own con tower, which he probably will get 100% unless Giatomo, I guess if he goes with the recon and the infantry here, maybe he can interrupt this capture. But you have to get this infantry to 3 HP or less, I think, to interrupt the capture, so it's really tough for the most part. Now Kalendan fighting back, Giatomo fighting back against Kalendan. This artillery here is really good. This is the artillery I generally go for here, around here I think, or here to secure the con tower on this map. This map is one of the shortest, I think maybe the shortest map in the map pool. At least on, rush distance, like both armies meet here on the center pretty quickly, and there's a lot of fighting. So I think COs like Max and Eder probably is really great on this map, because you can see both players are almost with 1 bar of energy stored already, and it's only day 10. So you can get power super quickly, so imagine Eder versus Eder must be pretty volatile on this map. Jake must be good as well because of the artillery, but there's some planes, but there's a lot of roads, so I think Cole is a good pick as well. And green there has a lot of one-shots, but I'm not sure, this map is pretty crazy. Maybe you can go in and kill a lot of stuff, but maybe you get killed before you can kill stuff as well, so I think green is always a very risky pick, but in this map, I'm not sure, I never saw someone play green, maybe we'll see a game with green. But I've been talking a lot and both players are even on income right now, 18 to 19. Giatomo doesn't have his con tower though, which is pretty bad. This early recon loss for him was kinda big, I think. Kalendan has a lot of infantry right now. Less than Giatomo, but Giatomo is killing a lot of... Kalendan is killing a lot of Giatomo's infantry, and overall he will win the infantry battles, because semi-infantry can't really be matched. He has the APCs here constantly moving Max from the bases, which is really good. He's now pulling back a bit. He goes for a rocket actually, pretty crazy stuff. The tanks from Giatomo are doing a lot of damage. He almost one-shots this poor anti-air here. He's also coming in with the battlecopter. The Jazz battlecopter, which has 10% less attack, but it's still pretty good. If you play Drake, battlecopter is still important to get, even if they're weaker. Now Kalendan going for the normal power actually, and he gets a lot of nice trades, gets this infantry here on the con tower, so Giatomo is not getting that con tower. Also interrupts the capture of his own con tower, and he starts capturing here with the mech, and he probably will get this con tower, so if this happens, this should be pretty dire for Giatomo, which already has weaker infantry, and battlecopters he's gonna have even weaker now. So overall, in this matchup, Jess has the better tanks and anti-air and, recons, and yeah, that's it pretty much, because everything else Semi either matches or has stronger stuff, like her infantry is way stronger, and the entire air units are... air units actually are weaker, just like Jess, but the artillery is just as good as Jess, so I'm not sure, honestly. I think it really depends on the map. I think overall, bigger maps, Jess is way stronger because there will be more vehicles. And Semi is stronger on smaller maps, I think, because infantry has a low movement rate. But her transports can make up for it. Semi has way better transport. They have 1 extra movement, which is pretty big on certain maps. You can do a lot of stuff that you can do with other seals. So Semi is pretty unique on that regard. Right now Kalendan has a pretty big income lead actually of 5k. Oh, it's not 5k, it's 4k. Giatomo also is behind on units. He's been making only vehicles for the most part, so he has like 1 battlecopter Meanwhile, Kalendan has been making, I mean, mostly infantry and those big units like the rocket and the medium tank. I didn't even see if this rocket shoots something yet, but I don't think so. Giatomo trying to fight back here. He has 3 artillery here sitting on those woods, which is really good for him because he really needs as much firepower as he can get. The problem is those artillery don't really help him too much get captures. He can kinda deny Kalendan from taking, but Kalendan already took those bases, so it doesn't matter to him, honestly. This mech here gets the recon there, another recon getting one shot by the mech there. And now Kalendan just has more stuff. He's gonna have a 4 unit advantage. If he went for some air units, he could be 5 units ahead right now, but I guess going for the medium tank there, way stronger. Now Giatomo goes for the normal power. I didn't even catch if he went for a normal power before, but he probably did because Kalendan almost has his super power now. And he goes for the double time, which is the normal power actually, so he almost had the super power there, but went for the normal power, probably for the extra attack and defense. Also his infantry is reaching a lot, those mechs are probably getting a lot of engagements like this one that he couldn't get otherwise. He's killing a lot of stuff here. Oh, Giatomo, this hurts so much. But Giatomo only has 7 infantry against, okay, 8 infantry from Kalendan, but he also has 4 mechs, which are better than the infantry, so that's quite the advantage. Also, Kalendan has a lot of medium tanks, and this rocket finally gets to shoot something. I think at this point, Giatomo is closing to resigning, to be honest. Kalendan's still 4k ahead. Giatomo goes for the power, the turbocharge for Jazz, and gets, I guess, 1 tank here, but I guess this doesn't change too much, and Kalendan goes for the superpower, the victory march there. Let's see if he gets captures. Okay, he gets this capture with the 1 HP infantry, gets this other capture as well. He gets another capture here, so we get 3 captures there. Now he's 24 to 15k, oh my god, this is pretty bad for Giatomo. Right now he's focusing on the infantry. I mean, pretty tough for Giatomo there. Kalendan gets the recon with the rocket there. He gets all those infantry. Now the APCs and the transport copters coming back, because at this point Kalendan is overextending. I mean, not overextending, but he's quite far from his bases, so it takes quite a while for his transports to get to the front lines. He gets a lot of trades there, and yeah, I mean, he's got 24k against 15k, even with the extra firepower from Jazz. You can't really fight too much those medium tanks when you only have 1 medium tank and your artillery is really behind there. Kalendan now coming in, getting a bunch of stuff. These artillery from Jazz are gonna get a lot of value here on this medium tank, but the problem is Kalendan already has a new tank and the rocket there, still no answer for the rocket. So they're just trading, but at this point Kalendan has more than double the unit value. He's just coming in, making a lot of stuff, starts making some battle copter as well, and Giatomo resigns. I mean, he was pretty behind. This early game, Kalendan played really well for Semi. I never saw someone play Semi so well. Getting the recon, sorry, I don't know why I'm saying battle there with the mech, and then using those APCs to transport the early mechs there were pretty crucial. They act almost as a tank, you know, for almost the price of a tank, and of course those APCs are gonna get a lot of more value overall in the game, so congratulations to Kalendan. So he's gonna face Zielinski next on the winners match. And Giatomo is gonna face DarkPorygon, of course, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys on the next game. Welcome to the winners match. So we have Kalendan versus Zielinski. Both are playing Semi. I think Zielinski had no map bans, and Kalendan banned two Atos instead of the Steel War, so they're playing on Normandy now. Zielinski didn't ban any COs, but Kalendan banned Jake, and both are playing Semi. I think Semi is super strong in this map because of the max here. Also, you mostly won't only have infantry here because of the black bow, so let's skip the early game a bit. Both players only making infantry for the Oh, Kalendan goes for the early tank while Zielinski goes for the early recon. I think the recon is way more effective in killing infantry, which is mostly what we will see, so I guess Zielinski already has some advantage, and Zielinski goes for some max here as well. While Kalendan goes for the artillery, so Kalendan playing for the longer run there, I guess. Longer run. Slowly getting his vehicles here on his strong side, I would say here. At least for most COs, you know. Semi mostly goes for vehicles, so Semi versus Semi is mostly about the infantry, and Zielinski already gets these infantry here with the recon and his own infantry there. Now Zielinski has two mechs joining this one mech here, and he goes for double artillery there, which is always a good combo, you know, one artillery defends the other. Kalendan now interrupting this capture with the tank there. Both players already have their con towers. Kalendan now going for a battlecopter. Let's see if Zielinski has an answer for that. He gets this infantry here, and yeah, that's it. He starts some captures. Zielinski already is ahead though on income. I suppose Kalendan got interrupted earlier and Zielinski got interrupted here, but doesn't matter because he finally loses this infantry here, and Kalendan starts recapturing, but I guess Zielinski can interrupt as well. He does have though this artillery here, which is really good I think, for securing those two properties. Yeah, but he can only shoot one of these infantry, and when both captures get interrupted, this is kind of problematic. Also, those two properties belong to Zielinski already, so this is also problematic, though he will get this one because of the semi-capture bonus. Now Zielinski also going for a battlecopter, but he gets a tank, and Kalendan goes for the anti-air and the artillery. Zielinski already has the anti-air, which I think is a tempo advantage for him since Kalendan went for the earlier battlecopter. But I mean, both players made anti-air just as their opponent made the battlecopter, so both pretty in tune with getting anti-air there. Zielinski now moving his mechs here. Lots of mechs, 3 mechs and some infantry. He's playing pretty chill overall. He knows he's got the income advantage right now. Kalendan needs to capture 2 properties to even that up. And he's got 4k income advantage, actually that's pretty big. Especially on Semi versus Semi, where this means probably an extra mech there instead of infantry. Or maybe getting APC instead of infantry, though no player really went for the transport. I guess already have having the black bolt there and the lander is enough transport for the most part. Now Zielinski starts trying to capture here the con tower, but Kalendan is denying that and getting a lot of good trades here. He even gets this artillery with the battlecopter. He damages this mech here, but yeah, overall I think Zielinski is still holding on there on both positions. He has this little wall of China here of death or something, I don't know. The mech there gets a really nice trade. Also this tank coming in, this mech gets the infantry. And right now Zielinski is pulling a bit ahead on units. Kalendan trying to fight back. He gets this battlecopter, which is pretty big with the anti-air there. But overall, both players just playing cautiously and moving in with their infantry, trying to get good trades. Overall, Semi, you have to play kind of more cautious. Now Kalendan gets a nice shot here on the artillery, but I think he's gonna take a lot of damage from the battlecopter. He does have the anti-air though, and he goes for the victory march. He gets the con tower from Zielinski. Now gets 2 one-shots here. On infantry almost gets this one, and that's it I think for the infantry. The mech also moves a lot here, but that's it. And now both players are even on income. Zielinski has the superpower ready. I'm not sure if he will use it. Okay, he uses it. The mech almost one-shots here. Of course, since Kalendan has the superpower active, he does have the defense advantage. Zielinski manages to get the con tower back as well. So now both players pretty even. Oh, Zielinski gets the con tower here. Since Kalendan only had this tank kinda here, but yeah, and the mech takes a lot of damage from the anti-air, which... So overall Kalendan I think had to go for the superpower there, but the problem is Zielinski can do the same thing and take everything back pretty much, other than the income advantage. Right now both players pretty even, but I think Zielinski has a strong positional advantage here, especially with the anti-air coming in and killing a lot of stuff. This mech took a lot of damage. And now this artillery here that was trying to hold on also takes a lot of damage. Damage. And I think at this point Kalendan resigns, so Zielinski won this match. I think overall he had a good position, but that was it. I'm not sure actually, I think Kalendan timed out on this game. Yeah, but anyway, Zielinski won this game. I think he had the advantage overall, especially on unit count you can see, so... Let's go now to losers match with Giatomo and DarkPorygon. Hello everybody and welcome to the 4th game. We have Giatomo versus DarkPorygon. This is the losers match, so whoever loses now is out of the tournament. Giatomo picked Jess and DarkPorygon picked Adder. I think they banned Sammy and Jake, and they're playing on Stolen Seconds, which is this map of course. I will skip the early game a little bit, since this video should be really long. DarkPorygon going for double recon there, and Giatomo also has a recon, but I think he's going for the tank on the top there. Now DarkPorygon moving his second recon to the top there. This recon right here, no, this recon is fine I think to try and deny the con tower for a while, but this recon is also pretty great because he's harassing here this income from DarkPorygon, maybe even better than denying the con tower for a little while there. But DarkPorygon sees the tank there, he should be quite sad because this recon is probably going to die next turn. I think he could even kill with this infantry, maybe. Oh, I guess not because the Jazz infantry is weaker, but whatever. So Jazz versus Adder. Adder has of course the movement bonus, much easier than Jazz has. I think she has movement bonus on her normal power, I can't even remember, but of course it's only for the ground vehicles, the tanks and recons and artillery I guess, anti-air. Now DarkPorygon going for a trade here with this tank that was shooting at his recon. He also has triple tank there. I mean Giatomo has three tanks and DarkPorygon has another tank coming here. Going for the double recon really makes him not have the money for another tank so soon. Giatomo is actually really ahead on capture for some reason. I guess he really denied a lot of those captures with this early recon, while DarkPorygon didn't manage to do much with his recons. Now Giatomo getting the entire there, and yeah, I guess some tanks. By the way, I don't know if Giatomo is the right pronunciation. I assumed his name was kinda Italian, but he's from Belgium, I think. So yeah. Now he's coming in, killing a bunch of stuff from DarkPorygon. They're pretty even on army value and unit count for the most part, but DarkPorygon is really behind on I mean, actually he's not. He just managed to capture all those properties here. But I think Giatomo has a much better presence here on the center, which generally means he's got more tempo, you know, he's got better opportunities to do front switches here and win one of the sides. Now he's advancing here, killing this tank, but this tank's gonna take a lot of damage from this artillery. But he gets another tank here and gets an infantry with the recon. Also another infantry there. I guess the Jazz not doing too bad with the infantry overall. DarkPorygon has his normal power, I think he had for quite a while, but he chose not to use it so far. I'm not sure about that. I mean, the main advantage of Adder is probably the movement bonus. The only advantage, I mean, he doesn't have any day-to-day, even though Jazz has weaker infantry. Now Giatomo just pulling his troops together. DarkPorygon is actually ahead on capture. 2k ahead now with this capture. Giatomo also gets his capture there interrupted, and DarkPorygon is getting really aggressive on the center. I think Giatomo was pulling back just to try and bait this move from DarkPorygon, because now he's gonna pounce, I think, on all those tanks. Then he kills some infantry here, the battlecopter comes in, gets these tanks. I'm not so sure about this battlecopter exposed here to the... Oh, okay, he starts capturing here, I guess just to shield from the battlecopter from DarkPorygon. Really well played there. And he goes for a medium tank. DarkPorygon uses the superpower first, so he's gonna get a lot of movement on all his units. 2 extra movement, right? He does some damage, but he's not killing a whole lot of units there, and Giatomo has this big wall of units on the center. Now he's coming in, I think he's going for the kill. He kills... doesn't kill too much stuff, but he gets everything really low for DarkPorygon there. He's also evening zone capture. DarkPorygon is having a pretty bad time there, breaking through these walls. He gets the battlecopter with his own battlecopter there, but that's about it. And Giatomo has the anti-air to kill the battlecopter. He does kill the battlecopter, so that's pretty bad for DarkPorygon. Also, this artillery gets the infantry there. He gets this tank, another tank, so 2-3 tanks there, and the battlecopter. That hurt a lot for DarkPorygon, who is now 10 units behind, almost. He goes for the normal power and get a few kills there. But this tank now is exposed to the artillery, and Giatomo also has the medium tank coming in. He's got another medium tank coming in. DarkPorygon, for some reason, did a base keep here. I get to get the medium tank, but I'm not so sure about this one. Even though, yeah, I don't know how you answer a medium tank other than building a medium tank, I guess, with battlecopters and artillery, but then you already have to have the artillery in position. And yeah, Giatomo is killing a lot of stuff there. DarkPorygon now goes for the side slip. He's actually ahead 2k on capture, but you can see that some of his properties he doesn't even have units around. He's trying to pull back here, but he gets trapped by Giatomo units there. Giatomo also doesn't have quite a whole lot of units, but he's really ahead of DarkPorygon in unit count. And he gets even more units now, getting the artillery there really hurts. Now DarkPorygon has 2 medium tanks there on the south, but it doesn't matter too much. He gets the tank there, which is cool, I guess, but he also has a battlecopter coming in. And Giatomo goes for the overdrive. The superpower from Jazz gets the battlecopter there. I guess he wouldn't reach if it wasn't for the... Yeah, he wouldn't reach if it wasn't for the superpower there. And... yeah, a lot of units getting trapped, but... DarkPorygon's situation is really dire right now. He's 10 units behind, and he's still kinda ahead on income by 10%, but it really doesn't matter when you have so little units. He goes for the Sidewinder again. Now Giatomo is almost at his HQ. He gets a real nice shot there on the the medium tank, but now Giatomo is gonna be able to capture all of this because DarkPorygon has to defend the HQ and maybe he still loses the HQ, which is really terrifying. Giatomo is kinda pulling his units here to go for a final blow there, I think. DarkPorygon being kinda aggressive, I think, here with the medium tank. Yeah, and Giatomo goes for the power, gets a lot of damage on this medium tank here. He finishes off with 2 tanks, gets this infantry, now has artillery aiming at this medium tank here. He gets some anti-air, oh, another one, he already had one here. Yeah, DarkPorygon trying to fight back, he gets 1 tank there, damages another, but it's really complicated, his situation. Now Giatomo captured 1 property, so they're even. And he has a big death ball here on the HQ of DarkPorygon. He goes for the triple tank here. And DarkPorygon resigns, so sadly DarkPorygon is out of the tournament. And Giatomo is gonna play another game against Kalendan again, I guess. That's a rematch from match 2, so let's see the last game who goes on as second place of the group. Okay, so last game, Giatomo versus Kalendan. Kalendan banned Jake in Giatomo's semi, and they are playing Jazz again for Giatomo and Eder for Kalendan. So early game, they're just building units, and the game is over. So this game, sadly, I think Giatomo just stopped playing and he timed out or something. I'm not sure if he resigned because it was kind of quick that this happened, but there was a lot of games going on. Now that we have 3 tournaments at the same time. But basically, Giatomo, I think, either resigned or timed out. And then I tried to contact him, and I contacted Kalendan. He said he only knew that he won the game, apparently, on the site. And yes, Kalendan was showing as the winner there. And I think Giatomo had some time on the counter, but yeah, I'm not sure, man. Basically, Giatomo quit the tournament without saying anything, just... yeah, kinda anticlimactic there, but I'm happy to see Kalendan moving on after those semi-games. He played really well, especially that Verdun game. He showed a really strong build, I think, for semi there. Early game going for the double APC and moving the max, and yeah, just being really careful with semi and getting a real good advantage with her on a smaller map. So yeah, really interesting stuff. So Kalendan goes on as second place and Zielinski as first, and that was it for Group A of Code, our first video here for the Season 2. And if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'll be casting all the other matches for those 3 tournaments called AC and B. AC and B, I don't know why I said AC and B, and like B is gonna be the last one. And yeah, that's it. If you liked the video, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.